morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and good night. This is Sandi Thom reporting from my music room, stroke office, stroke general clutter room. As you can see, we have a fine specimen here in the corner, a Baldwin piano, 110 years old. It's very lovely. I have a couple of guitars in the corner there. We have, of course, my trusty Strat. The Gibson Songwriter, the Taylor T5 12-string, which is quite a nifty little piece, and of course the glorious mini stacks. Right there where that chair sits is in fact where the new Rhodes is going to go when it finally arrives. So things are shaping up nicely here. Of course I have the Guild 12-string there as well. And that little beauty in the corner is in fact a 65 Melody Maker Cardinal Red, which a couple of people on my Facebook page the other day were debating over. So just for the record, it's a 65 Melody Maker, and yes, it's a little beauty. So harmonica lick of the week this week, I figured I don't know if anybody caught up with my podcast with the Mr. Scott Cowie, drummer extraordinaire turned comedian podcaster, and he challenged me to play a couple of riffs on radio live to see if I could in fact play these said riffs on harmonica. So the first of which was in fact quite easy because I have already taught myself how to play it. We are working with a first A, second E, Lee Oscar, and we are going to play Love, Love Me Do. So, very famous lick. And a few attempts there for me to remind myself of what it actually consisted of. But it's very simple, it's very effective, and of course anything that was written by McCartney, Lennon and the Beatles collectively will of course be an infectious riff. And yeah, it's really easy. I mean, really, it's only 4 notes. It's pretty damn easy to play. You start off in the 5th hole, pulling in. So it's in, out. I think it's in, out, out, in. Yes, in, out, out, in. So I think that's what gets you in the end because it's coordination-wise, it's a little strange. That's the first one that we're gonna go over, and that's obviously one that you absolutely must add to your roster of harmonica licks. The second one is a little more difficult, a little more challenging because these harmonicas are not chromatic. Chromatic harmonicas are where you can actually play the notes in between, i.e. the black notes, the white, the half tones. But in order to do that with one of these harmonicas is you have to pull in the air in a particular way that you actually bend the note. Now that's when you start getting really skillful, which I'm not by no means as good as some people at this, but I'm okay. I can kind of get it. So the other challenge that I was faced with was to play Smoke on the Water, another genius riff, of course. This is a G, first G, second D. The second is the relative key to this one. So if you want to play a song in D, you can play with a G harmonica. Usually with blues, you play in the relative key, so that's what gives it the crunch. If you want to play the folk, then you play, if you want to play in the key of G and you're playing folk, then you play in the key of G. If you want to play in the key of G and you're playing blues, you play in the key of D. So it's like it's always the relative. So With this, the trick is to get the half note. See, this is if I pulled the whole, that sounds a little strange. If I pulled air out of the hole, that also sounds strange. It would be this. So that's the whole step. The half step is, and obviously my method is the shoulder lift. That's what creates the sound. Or the eyebrow tilt. And I'm doing the thing. It's a if you can roll your R's and you're Scottish, you'll be fine. So usually, so it's a tricky one, and it's something that you'll get after a while. So again, can you rock out to Smoke on the Water on a harmonica? The answer is aha. And that is Harmonica Leg of the Week. Thank you very much.